By the way, for once I actually watched one of the weekly updates in retrospect, and I realized that when I talk, I keep my hands here and I shake my desk, and then I realized that my screen is shaking and it looks really bad, but I can't do anything about it because that's the only way I can actually talk. So forgive me. Not that it interests anybody, but I thought I'd share.
We forgive you, Ron, for that.
For the first time.
Okay, thank you. Right, so 2 minutes in, should we go ahead and begin? I think so. Okay, let's see here. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of our weekly update, and this time it's number 32. Thank you for joining us. As a standard reminder, we'll have presentations first, then a Q&A session at the end, and to everyone watching us on YouTube, please write your questions there and we'll try to get to each and every single one if we can. So first, let me get some like general updates out of the way. So we have 3 new subgovernances that just passed a vote actually this morning. So that's the FreeTON influencers, the global community. Those are basically more evolved offshoots from what was supposed to be the ambassador subgovernance. And they look a lot better. And I also think it's good that there's 2 of them, because I think maybe a little bit of healthy competition is not that bad, and we'll see who sort of comes out on top. And third is the community voice subgovernance, which is basically PR and then some, which is why we named it community voice. And there are a ton of really talented and experienced people there. So that's, I think, just fantastic. So congratulations to all of you. We hope to see some great things. I personally think and want to underscore that the community voice is basically our door to the world and to adoption. And the influencers and global community subgovernances should be able to demonstrate that an error doesn't become a mistake unless you fail to correct it, as the old quote goes. So we have really big hopes for all of you. We basically look forward to seeing you succeed. Okay. Also, the Hero contest and the YPO contest are not only completed, but the voting has ended. So it's time to send some tokens out. But we're trying to get the payments group together for tomorrow to do distributions. And at the moment, I don't have 100% confidence that we're going to be able to do it, but we're trying very, very hard. So payment people, please, we really need you. I know the payouts are getting more and more hectic, but that comes with the territory. It's our responsibility. Oh, and just as I said that, I saw a confirmation come in the payments chat. Thank you. Yeah, we really need you guys there tomorrow. So it's at 12 o'clock UTC. Hopefully, please all go there and confirm. And then just as this stream started, we finished a global governance call with all of the members that basically came to a certain consensus. And I think we want to share that with you. I don't know, should I start, or maybe Alex or Mitya? Sort of give everybody a inside look into what just happened a few minutes ago.
think why don't you continue, Ron, and if we have something to add, we'll add to that. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. You're a very good speaker. Let's not steal it from you.
Okay. Well, essentially, we are coming to the point where we have enough validators to say we're sufficiently decentralized. And the formal announcement will come on December 22nd on this stream. We'll prepare for it ahead of time. And at that point, the initial validators will no longer have to keep their stakes locked, their tokens locked. They will be able to put them on the market. But what was a really good indication on the call is that most of them don't want to do that, which is, I think, fantastic. The other thing is, of course, that we can be listed. Now, obviously, FreeTON's never going to ask to be listed, but we are no longer going to try to actively pursue trying not to be listed and asking people to please not list us. So in the next 2 weeks, we are actually the largest or the fastest and the cheapest and the best decentralized network on the blockchain. So I don't know if you guys want to sort of think about buying a bottle of champagne for December 22nd. I think we're there. We did it. I mean, we actually did it. So
we will do it. I mean, December 22nd is actually a plan, which was agreed, but of course, hopefully that it will be done as planned, because there should be some addendums to be collected.
yeah.
We need some work to do. And what is the most probably important and amazing is that Rust Validator should be released by that time. And Meet confirmed that it should happen again as planned. It's important to say that it's as planned.
As planned. As planned.
Mitya probably can say a few words about how Rust network is doing.
Rust network is doing great. We are unable to crash it. That's doing fine.
Great.
Seriously, wow, that's awesome. And you tried hard?
Very.
So there you go. I think that's something to look forward to. All right. Anyone else want to add anything? If not, we can go.
Well,
to the next topic.
there are smart contracts contest in DGO subgovernance, which is probably just pay attention to that. It's an SMV smart contract system contest, which will take a month. So it's a long contest. It's a lot of contracts actually, and it's quite complicated. But hope several teams will participate. TON Labs will participate. There will be I will publish on the forum the contest for Rust node this week, and so it will go to the discussion and hopefully start next week sometimes. Let's see. Other than that, I don't have anything to say.
Good, excellent. So I mean, yeah, I mean, and the call went really, really well. So it's we're chugging along. All right. As some of you know, or hopefully all of you know, we spent the last few weeks distributing tokens to the new validators. If you read the Declaration of Decentralization, it pretty much lays everything out. And if you know that, you also know that validators get their tokens from the Validator Giver contract. Okay. And if you've been following the Magister Ludi updates throughout the game, you also know that there were subsidized stakes that were given to the new validators. And at this point, well, the short version is the validator account is running out of tokens. So the validator contract has to have some kind of a balance of tokens on it in order to perform the duties that it's supposed to perform. And the only solution to something like that is basically to take out a loan, right? So what we did is we proposed taking a loan from the referral contract, the referral giver, for the validator giver in the amount of 250 million tokens, right? That passed. And now I guess in terms of the details, again, it's Mitya or maybe Sergey. Can you just explain a little bit about, what the issue was and how it looks?
Hi guys.
Hi.
Let me share my screen and just see this proposal on the forum that was passed today. So basically, just a few words about it. Originally, the validator giver was the smallest giver with total capacity only 250 millions. And if we look at the breakdown, we have the total amount of MLUDI subsidies more than 250 millions. And apart from MLUDI subsidies, we also have MLUDI vesting and also initial members vesting, both about 80 million each. And also we need some capacity for validator related contests. On the other hand, all the MLUDI subsidies, it's more than 250 million, will be returned and paid back to giver in 2 years. So basically, the idea was essentially to double the capacity of the validator giver by 250 million. It is approximately the amount of the MLUDI subsidies that will be paid back to have room for the next 2 years to run all the committed payouts like initial members vesting and MLUDI vesting, and also to have room to run context and any other validator related and DevOps related activities. And in 2 years, when MLUDI subsidy will be paid back, we just repaid it to the referral giver. And basically, I hope it will be a smooth experience. And the proposal just passed today, the voting in the global governance.
Thank you, Sergey.
Yeah,
if you have any questions.
Yeah, just small comment. It's better to call not subsidy, but locked stakes. Because
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
I'm just saying that just to explain that.
But basically, they're called in the crystal game. They were called subsidies, but basically they are realized as lock stake in DePools. It's same thing.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
And I think this also happened partially because we didn't expect that there were going to be so many validators, right?
You probably remember that the initial proposal for the crystal game was with even more subsidies. The maximum subsidy was proposed not 750 but 1.5 million.
Yes.
So in any case, it would not be sufficient to just a capacity of 250 of the validator giver. We would need to borrow at some point tokens from other givers. But it's a temporary thing because of the nature of the subsidies. They are large, but they're repaid. Okay. Thank you.
So it's a secured loan.
Yeah.
Yeah. No interest though.
But non-interest bearing.
Yeah, exactly. About a few more things about the DePools. I don't know if Sergey you want to mention that, or how do you want to go?
Okay. We just made an announcement before the weekly call, but probably you start.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we made an announcement. So it's a little bit complicated. You need to read through that and go like understand. So as I said before, I will just repeat. There is one more stage that was added to the distribution. So instead of getting final distribution for 2 years starting from 12th of December, on 12th of December, we'll start the distribution of another temporary distribution of 1 month. And by the end of this month, then starting from 12th of January, there will be a distribution to 2 years time. And there are several reasons for that. I won't go over them again. But there is a procedure you need to follow in order to actually receive the second reward and second distribution. And there is a new DePool contract that has been published yesterday, source code of which has been published yesterday. And that's not the final one. So, and obviously when we go through the formal verification process, one of the things that's happening is that there are some input we're getting and things need to be changed a little bit or tweaked. And that was happened. There were also user demanded features that were added to the DePool. Not all of them are still added, but some of them will be added now, like this month. But basically, you need to deploy the new DePool. So you need to deploy the new DePool again on the DevNet, and then you need to deploy the new DePool on the mainnet in order to receive the second time the reward. It's all starting on 12. We will be waiting for 2 cycles to collect all the lock stake and then stake it again, lock it to the DePools with the new code. So the whole procedure starts again, and that's not the last time. So that's it really. I don't know. Sarah, anything to add to that?
Who did you ask? Sergey?
Yeah, if Sergey has anything to add to that.
I would like to add to that first. So during that period, number of validators will not decrease. So it will be.
It will decrease and then it will increase.
No, but yeah. not I mean that much. I mean it will each portion which returns. Then
some if whenever we kind of we had days where we kind of had 15 and then 15 like validators, or 30 or something, and that means that for 2 cycles there will be 30 less validators, something like that.
Yeah, but it will be if you add initial validators from the market and initial members, it will be above 400 all the time. It should be.
Not sure, but it will definitely be above
plus
like
minus
300
plus.
Yeah.
350 at least, yeah. So it means that the number of independent validators will never go, fall below some level which we think is reasonable to say that network is sufficiently decentralized.
No, it will never be less than 60% of the validator set of individual validators.
Okay. And one more question related to the decision to make one more temporary stake into DePool for 1 month is what are we going to do with wasting stakes? Because many validators asks now, will there be any monthly wasting, or it will be postponed for January? I understand this question should be discussed, and we need to come to some solution and for the next week distribution.
Well, I don't think vesting has anything to do with the next week distribution. First of all, in order to vest, we need a sufficiently decentralization achieving. So that's 27, right? Currently the date, or what the date? 27 and
8th.
Then third we discussed.
23rd, whatever.
22nd. Oh, right.
Second. Sorry.
22. Yeah,
So-
sorry.
So
Yeah,
it,
Tuesday,
it
22nd.
definitely will not start before 22nd. And then I don't know. I don't have a particular view on that. Pasha?
Yeah. So okay. So the
I
question
mean,
is,
I-
when will the vesting go out?
I mean vesting stakes that will be released in January.
Well, again,
It should depend on the by the way on the smart DePool update smart contract readiness. We will. I think we should decide it before the next call.
well, the problem is that we're not going to vest tokens into DePools that are not going to stay there for 2 years. Like that's not going to happen, because then we will need to restake them again after DePool. But no, it's just too complicated.
Okay.
Um,
This is the answer.
Go ahead, Sergey. Sorry. Is that it? Okay. Can I ask everyone, whoever is in at least quasi presentable shape, to turn on their cameras? Because I'll tell you something. When you guys turn on your cameras, we get more YouTube visits. So it's a good thing. So please, if you can, do it. Right. All right. So if we're done with that, thank you, Mita. Thank you, Sergey, very much. Thank you, Pasha. Finally, we have an update from the Mexico subgovernance, who wanted to say something last week, I think, but said that they didn't want to spoil the surprise. So just in time for the holidays, I think it's maybe time to open the present. Hector?
Hello, Ron. How's it going?
Great.
I hope I'm looking good enough for YouTube. You know, I'm not sure about it.
I know it's early there, man. You're looking just fine, brother.
Okay, so we have prepared a small presentation. It's not a huge thing, but it's enough for a holiday present. I am sure it will be enough. So I am going to share my screen with you guys. Give me one second.
Yes, please. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Rahman, you might have to give them rights to share.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, can you guys see it?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Hang on a sec. I think Rahman is he's going to hand you the ability to do that.
Okay, perfect.
Sergey already was sharing screen, so I think it's not the problem of permission.
That was on the other call.
No, no, really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think on this one. No, I think on this one. Yeah, just recently, Ron explaining. Anyway.
Yeah, it was this call.
Okay. Well, just hit the share screen and
Actually, I've already clicked on share screen. It's recording, that's what it says. So I think it should be showing it. Give me 1 second again. Nothing. Okay, let me try to do it again. Hold on.
Sure.
Second. Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Here we go.
By the way, I see just small comment. Interesting. I'm looking at YouTube simultaneously, and there are no faces on YouTube, but I see that many people have cameras switched on.
No, yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. When you switch off your camera, whoever's talking, you're going to see just a black screen, which of course is not very pleasant for YouTube. But there we go. We see your screen, Hector.
You see it? Okay,
Yep,
perfect.
we got it. Yep.
I was doing a little bit wrong.
I apologize. So please turn on your cameras, guys. Please turn on your cameras.
On and still there are no people on YouTube. I don't know why, but probably there's some settings for that.
Okay,
Hector, go ahead. Apologies.
Yeah, please.
No problem. This is a small presentation of the status of the Mexican community for the last few weeks. I think we've made some steps, some decent steps, maybe not huge, but we're moving. And for me, that's a huge step altogether. So recently we have developed, well, we're moving on the development, and well, we need services that will make it easier for people to interact with the project, right? So we need to attract them. We launched the Fund of Ideas last week, and we started motivating developers to participate in the development of the FreeTON ecosystem for Spanish-speaking community. There are some few flags there representing the community that we're aiming for. Also, we have launched the website for the Crystal Wallet, which would be a wallet, as it says, for Spanish-speaking people. You know, the basics. You know, it's safe, it's confidential, it's convenient, and fast. That's what we're aiming. And also, we're aiming to create 50,000 wallet creation by the first quarter of 2021. Then, well, to promote TON media, well, we have PR, and also we have created Twitter. We have the website of tonmedia.org. We will cover, you know, project news and different stuff that we will constantly be updating there. There's also some posts already there, so if you want to see it, you can check it out. It's in Spanish, but you can check it out. It's already running there, and more to come this week, and so on. Also, one of the ideas was to create a TON alert that allows you to track the transactions in the blockchain, you know, targeting blockchain explorer creation, and more ecosystems like that will come soon. Also, that's more ecosystems. The media coverage with the local media, promotion in social media. As I said before, the Twitter account is up and running also. So that's another way we can use it. And well, the new partnerships. There are 2 exchanges that are, you know, we're trying to get integration. Not completely sure yet that will be. Then the base rewards program and the blockchain Mexico. Yeah, that's pretty much the presentation. As I said before, it's not huge steps, but we're moving, and it's constant steps. I mean, we're trying to update the news and everything as much as possible, and trying to find ways to attract the developers.
Okay, thanks, Hector. I appreciate that. But I have a question though. How come not TON Surf?
Sorry?
Why not TON Surf? Why not the Surf wallet?
Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me go back.
You said wallet creation.
Yes.
What? Can you talk a little about that? I mean, there is a wallet browser messenger, TON Surf. Why not promote that?
There are different wallets, so I mean, yeah, you can promote any of them.
Hold on, guys. Is my screen turned off, right?
Yes, it's off.
Okay,
yep.
sorry, I was. Okay, so we didn't use the Surf because we decided to implement it as a not trying to say a plus, but like a certain type of not exactly, I know if I call it product, but for the for the Spanish speaking community, that there would be like not exactly their own wallet, but some kind of their own wallet. Some we can call it like an extra idea. I mean, I'm not really sure how to put it down.
All right. I'm not grilling you. I'm asking because
I know. It's actually hard to explain, and you're right. Like, why would you go for another wallet? But if you look at it, I mean, it's not going to sound good. But the Spanish-speaking countries usually don't speak that much English. I mean, it's hard to say it.
I know.
So I think it goes because of that, and we wanted to implement it in that way. And well, also, it's good for decentralization, I guess, and I hope. So I think that's the main reason why we decided to go with that.
Okay. All right. Hey, just wondering. tonmedia.org that you're organizing. How many readers does it have right now? How many visitors? Do you know?
I would lie to you, Ron, if I say right now. I don't know the exact figures right now. I mean, I wouldn't like to tell you, oh, Ron, it has that many followers, but I will check it. I will give you a rough number. I mean, I'm not sure about, but right now,
just about. Just to get an idea, like
somewhere between 50 and 150.
Okay.
I mean, it's I'm trying to say we're getting started. It's moving.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I think it's been up for like 2 weeks only. So now.
Okay. All right. Well, hey,
but
for 2 weeks, it's good. I will. Absolutely. I will. Absolutely.
Yeah. It looks good. I mean, personally, I like it.
All right. Good. All right. Does anybody have any questions?
Congratulations, Hector. I think it's a great start.
Hello, Alex.
Yeah, I think it's a great start that you're jumping into execution across a few fronts. Just, full support. Let us know if we can help in any way. We're here always.
I'll be glad. As soon as I get stuck, I will let you know. And guys, please, if you have any advice for me, it would be more than welcome. I mean, I'm always glad to hear that.
Yeah, just glad to see actually, something actually happening. It's always pleasant. So thank you, Hector. Thank you very much.
Not a problem.
I think it's wonderful. I think at this point we're actually finished with the presentation portion of today's call. So let's start the Q&A here in the group, in the discussion. Somebody from now on, let's do this because I know a lot of people like to talk at the same time. If somebody has something to say, please raise your hand and we can take your question. If you just have a comment, please go ahead and comment. Really?
I didn't raise my hand. I was attacked by a mosquito just as you said that.
I was going to say maybe a cricket. Because I heard crickets when I asked if anybody has anything to say. Go ahead, Sharif. Hi. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, nice to see you too. I mean, I put a question on the YouTube thread. I don't know if you saw. I've been watching the progress of the community voice subgov for a while. I was involved in some early iterations, which I lend my support to, and they didn't make it. I have my own views on how it improved, how it evolved to make the cut, but I just wanted to know someone else, how they would phrase what happened. What changed in the idea of that subgov that finally got it over the line?
Community voice?
Yeah, exactly. Community voice.
Michael Gabanov, do you want to answer that? Is he on this call? No, he's not.
He's on the call. My opinion is
the upfront ask. Simple as that. The upfront ask. So yeah.
Not only that, Ron. I think also finally there were a lot of different people. So because before there were like 3-4 active people, and now we have there's 12 or something. So, and they are all different. They different opinions from different regions. So this is important. So finally, now in Community Voice, there is a decent group of people who can run it. Not like a few people who can probably do something not in the not best for community. And when we have different opinions, it is a good way to start. And you're right, absolutely. With all those previous experiments with huge budgets, when people started conflicting, and now it's the best practice approach to have smaller initial amounts just to test and see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Pavel. I was just going to add to that, because I agree with what Pavel just said. I mean, I think actually, if you plot the journey of the subgov from like its failed attempts to how it succeeded, oh, sugar, I'm going to now be attacked by a dog as well as a mosquito. All right. You know, it improved by getting simpler, by the rewards getting smaller, the contests is getting more narrowly focused with smaller rewards. And I'm beginning to think that maybe is a lesson learned for subgovs in general. You know,
Yes.
the smaller, the more focused, the lower the reward for the less significant amount of work, the better. And in a way, it's just mirroring perhaps like the agile, you know, movement in software development, where you have very small defined backlog of tasks. You try to achieve it. You don't jump the gun. You don't get too strategic, which I think is the mistake I made initially with the community voice subgov. You know, really trying to like flesh it out far into the future. Actually, just take it easy, chill out, keep it simple, keep the rewards modest and the workload modest, and the incentivization will work. That was my learning.
Yeah, and that right, because at the end of the day, tokens are money. We can't just, you know, the community can't just give it out and hope for the best and, you know, expect the worst. You have to get some kind of results. So a minimal amount to get some kind of a first result is enough. It's basically setting some kind of a KPI action in motion. And for that, you don't need a lot of money. You just need something to kickstart it. So I think that's exactly, to answer your question, I think that's what sent it over the threshold, so to speak, sent it over the top. Yeah.
Got it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Nikita, please go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add about the community voice, me as also initial member of this community. I want to say that I really agree with all what you guys said, just because, like, for example, in web and design subgovernance, where we can actually budget some work that needs to be done, like a little bit off topic, yesterday evening, I mean, like a couple of hours ago, basically, our contest submission time was finished, and now we got almost 100 videos about FreeTON. 100, and we have about like 4 days to vote. So basically, all these 4 days I'll be spending like watching videos about FreeTON, and I already
Wow.
seen some of them,
That's awesome.
and some of them, I mean, most of them, of course, are mediocre, but some of them are really, really, really good.
I
and
saw
like
some
they have,
awesome ones, man. I mean, they're just,
you know, like flying cats, describing like cat chain, like 3D cats and all that. So, but in community voice, like I would say that again, I'm glad we agreed to focus on a lot of like small pieces of effort combined into like one major force. And that's because most of the guys, that the initial members of the community voice, are mostly professionals in PR, in, you know, mass media and marketing. And if every community member gives some little, I mean, or just any I would say effort to the community, will achieve really, really great results. Because what I've seen, not a lot of community, I mean, in most of the communities, what I've seen, like 80% of the effort is done by 20% of the community. But if we can utilize maybe 50, at least 50, or maybe 60% of the guys that are initial members in community voice, will like reach, I mean, really great results, what I believe. So yes, the money was just like, even if we got millions of tokens, we didn't have anywhere to spend it. That's the problem. Yeah.
I absolutely agree. And the 80-20 rule applies in any situation, not just to organizations. It applies to the community too. I mean, 20% of the people do 80% of the work. I mean, it's just, you know.
And if already, sorry, yeah. I just wanted to finish if I already started about the web design, the videos. We most of the subgovernance has the consensus to like get the top works, maybe that get the ratings like 8 and up, to publish them all on our official YouTube channel. Because we really wanted for our users to share it on their own YouTube channels, but not all of the videos were published on YouTube. But I think we will take like top maybe 5, 7, 10, or 15 works and publish it on our YouTube channel, so people can share these videos and promote the official YouTube channel of FreeTON. And if we do that, I think it will also great. I will, after we will choose the best works, I will let you know on the next call, because we'll only have 4 days to vote. So on the next call, you'll get to know all the best works.
That's fantastic.
I
Awesome.
would like to add what Nikita said. So we have hundreds of people now in weapon design, and the problem is that not even 20%, less. There are only few percent of people who are active enough to do something explicitly, not just add some few comments, but to do some work. So, and this is quite natural. So from experience from different communities, this is normal. So up to 10% of people are active, and that's not a problem. So of course we need to add more professionals into this particular sub-governance as well as in other sub-governances. So I think it goes very natural. So when I look at all sub-governances, how they evolve, it's constant flow of new people. They appear. We see interesting discussions in chats, and it starts getting. It starts flying very interesting in very interesting way, fully community based, fully decentralized. And by the way, regarding that website, I mean, it's important to say that it is a new website. Of course, it took quite a lot of time to do this, more than I personally expected, but it is important that it was done almost with zero involvement from TON Labs. It's community effort, and it should be 100% community effort going forward. And actually, I have a question for Nikita. So finally, when we will have link from existing FreeTON website to this better community website?
It is very easy to answer because we already have the link.
Yeah, I saw it. You didn't see it?
Really?
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
So
you just asked, Pavel, and I just turned it on just now. The only
Really?
thing you have to do is just ask.
Can't believe you didn't see it.
Yesterday it wasn't there.
Because
Let
yes,
me
it was
check.
put.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it was deployed.
Great.
You know, yeah.
Oh, great.
Not so long ago.
Nice. Thank you very much for your effort.
And actually, we already, I've seen already in almost on pre-production, the dark theme, actually quite cool already. So the process is starting to run as you wished, Pavel. So we hope that we see some iterations in the future.
Will it have a dark light function? So like.
Yeah. And actually, the dark theme, you know, my personal view is much cooler.
It is cooler, but
colorful.
during the day it should be light, and during the night it can.
We wanted to. I mean, there are actually a couple of ideas. First of all, you just on the determining on the time of day of your IP address, or if you open it from the mobile phone, you have a dark theme and light theme. You know, there are a lot of opinions how you should do it.
Really cool. That would be cool.
We'll do our best.
I think it's also important to have some link to Telegram groups or sub-governance where people can come. Because if you say it's community-driven, open development, then you should show where it happens.
The logic flow has to be there. So when you first come, like we were talking about earlier, and somebody asked us.
Oh yeah, you can already see it. The dark mode is already on the beta. So
yes, that's amazing.
We will soon add the illustrations, and it will start to live. Yes, we'll put the link of the weapon sub-governance somewhere in where you can see it. But it's on the bottom. All the sub-governance are there. So we have to put on the community voice, not to forget, because it's already, I mean, yeah.
Ron, probably could
Okay.
you can for a second can probably share your screen and show how it works from the main side.
Me? Okay. Yeah, I thought maybe Nikita should do it. I mean, I can go. Yeah, I'll go find it if you want me to. But wouldn't it be better if Nikita did it?
I'm from my mobile phone.
Oh, okay.
That was
all right.
my
Hang
guess.
on. Hang on. Wait.
FreeTON.org and yeah.
Yeah. I get it. Hold on. Give me a sec.
So don't judge it too strictly, because again, a lot of stuff is still not done.
No, we're not gonna judge you. We're just gonna hang you. Don't worry.
Okay, that's okay.
All right. This is the one with where we see the orange circle, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And on the top right, you have a toggle.
Yeah. Hang on. All right. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. At the top right corner, you push.
Yeah, I think I.
Top right.
Hang on. I got. Ooh. Cool. Me likey. Oh. That's where you can see my stupid face. Okay. Awesome. So this, and then we go blink back to that about developers community. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to waste I now I just want to navigate this thing and look at everything while you guys are sitting there, having to work. But I think this is cool. That's really cool. In action. There are partners. There's the Blockchain Explorer.
And to everybody, if you think that some project should be in the in action section and it isn't there, please just throw somebody a message, me or just in the weapon design.
Not you. No. Please come to community to weapon design subgovernance.
Yes, please come. Yes, sorry. I said correct. Please come. Yes, sorry. Please come to the weapon design subgovernance and just write that some project should be mentioned in the wallet section or in the TON in action section, and they will add it. We'll add it. I mean, quite fast, because we have an admin panel, and it allows us to add stuff quite fast.
There's Sharif. Sorry, I'm geeking out. So all right, okay, I'll stop sharing. All right, so everybody got the picture.
My personal, I would like also to add that of course it is a challenge now how to make it based on so how to make decisions about website amendments based on blockchain, not like in just off-chain discussion in the group. So I personally wrote some draft proposal how that process should be structured. Let's not discuss it now because it's quite complicated. But the vision is that such effort should also be driven by some on-chain governance specialized in that case, because I know Mitty can say something about it, but I mean, just adding some widget or adding some text to a website, there is no rational reason to make a contest out of it. So for all that simple tasks, so there should be a bit different process, which still should be open and transparent and fair and inclusive. So again, I have proposal how to draft it. So also, I mean, I published it in different subgovernance for get comment, and at some point we can implement such solution, hopefully very soon.
And yeah, and there are several members who have already stated the stronger position against this proposal. So
yeah, we should
take
discuss
it to the forum. Yep.
Sure.
Me included.
Again, it's just yeah, I mean, just a way of how to perform such tasks. It's just an approach.
It's basically just a way to destroy the community.
Mitya, this is the way how you can do small tasks.
Yes, you should not do small tasks for money. That's my strong opinion. If you have an invested interest in this community, you should not get money for everything you do. If you do that, it completely destroys the whole spirit of the community. It becomes just a you do website project. And there were many communities, not one, who was destroyed just by exactly that.
What are you talking about? Who got the money for website development? It's a free community development.
We are talking about money distribution.
Yes,
for
sure.
Tasks.
That's rewards for.
You should not distribute this kind of tasks. Never.
So Mitya, I mean, Mitya thinks that's only contest should be, and for something reasonable and big enough to be a contest. That's that's Mitya's belief, and
but it's not website related, right? It's about
no, it's not website related at all.
Okay, sorry, because I thought that.
It has nothing to do with the website.
I'm just saying that if, for example, you would like to add some widget, automated widget, or probably make some banner for your website, then who will do it?
Please just do it. Just do it.
Okay, who will do it?
Whoever. If you really need it, just do it. Someone need to do that. Or it won't be done. Then it won't be just community doesn't need it then.
This position is just to hide from the problem.
No. This position is how open source community was built and how it's thrive. And every attempt to do that differently and pay for these contributions have failed miserably, and the communities were destroyed. So if you want to destroy the FreeTON or community, please go ahead with that proposal.
I mean, if like 90% or 95 or 99% community members think in a different way, then
yes, yeah, they can think, and we know exactly when the 95% community sometimes is wrong. It's totally there, but
yes, and we know examples where 1% of community is wrong.
I'm just saying that this is not an argument. 95% people believing in something was never an argument for that correctness.
When you come
through the whole history,
so
you need to have a voice of an opposition, a clear voice of an opposition, and
voting,
and
the result of the voting, and then when people.
But first, you need to clear understanding of why this opposition happened, and it's not by me only, by the way.
Okay, yeah, I'm just saying that let's collect some comments. Let's have some discussion for that.
Well, let's start a topic to discuss it on the forum.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Let's take it to the forum, guys.
Yeah, that's very standard process when somebody do a draft and collect some opinions from groups and then put it on the forum.
Yeah, can I add my 2 cents? I totally agree with that. We should have a discussion on that because it's already long ongoing, and I do totally understand Mitya's position. I also agree with it because I've been in several open source projects, and this is the way it's done, and it's a good initiative. Not everything should be paid. A lot of work is done by the community itself, but I already posted this question. We should be idealistic about how we do it ourselves inside the community, but on the edges we are interacting with the real world, and sometimes we at least have to admit that we pay for the servers, we pay for other stuff, electricity, and we pay for the things which the community needs. And it's not because it contradicts our ideology or the way we do it in community. It's just the way everything works outside the community. You have to pay for some services, for legal services, and I don't see the way how we can change it. And
yeah, totally fine with that. It's not, you don't need to change it. Like an open source community, there are a lot of contributors who has a vested interest in the success of the overall project, who pays for this stuff. Like Google pays a lot of services for open source projects. Amazon pays huge amount of service for open source projects, and so on and so forth. Every big project has a vested interest. Just pay for that. So
and you remember, you certainly remember the Wikipedia had problems when they couldn't pay for the servers, and they started asking for donations to do it. Yeah, they asked money. And you know what was the real resolution? As far as I remember, just the Google, some of the big guys came and gave them the money, said, okay, we'll support.
Exactly.
And but I mean, so I wanted to stretch out that it's really a little complicated problem. Just to decide on the call, we should definitely have a community discussion.
But the difference we have, the difference we have with Wikipedia is that Wikipedia doesn't have any monetization system, inside of it.
Yeah,
so it's not built on top. So they have a problem. We don't have the problem.
Yes.
Yeah, we shouldn't create one by proposing pay for every peanut that we're doing.
Exactly what we are talking about. You know better than anyone that 99% of open source development is done by people with salaries of which.
And now you want to employ them? Now you want to employ them? Now you want to employ them?
Mitya, hold on.
Why not?
Let the man speak. Don't interrupt me. And this is a problem of open source, that there are no real open source project in the world. All big projects are actually sponsored by big guys, and it means that they are directed not by community, but large tech companies. So it's like not. It's kind of fake.
It's not very true, and we know a lot of projects which are run by the community. So I mean, it's really complicated question. We should really have a thorough discussion with. There are lots of examples how it's done.
The idea is that, of course, contributors should be rewarded, and me saying they should not be rewarded, that's a problem.
Not every contribution should be rewarded.
Not every contribution, and probably we need them. Especially the thing I want to say, we're totally different. We have a monetization from the start, and that what makes us different. That's why
we have contributors don't. That's why if somebody
they need to buy some tokens. And they will, or win it in the contests, and they will. You hodl the token. Now you have vested interest in the success of the project. So say you won the 10,000 tokens in the contest. Now you have a vested interest in this project success. So you won't draw a banner in your free time. Of course you will. But if you will get paid for it, the only thing you will have in the community is people running and exchanging this money once they receive it.
Yeah, but. The thing I thought I'm not sure that we even should try to copy someone else mechanism of rewarding, right? We could really probably try and invent something. For instance, the way I thought is that if I hold the tokens and I want a better website or whatever, some special legal opinion, if there would be a giver, kind of like patreon.com, where someone would take this opportunity, do some work, and then say, if you donate me, I'll do the rest of the work. I'll surely do it, because I will understand that it will benefit not only myself as a hodler, but all the community. So I think it's really complicated questions, a lot of interesting mechanics that we could come up with how to.
Please read that proposal which I've made. Mitya, just to comment, I think that a contest in many cases can also be an absolutely awful, non-transparent, and disastrous example, because we already see attacks on that model by people who just doing mediocre job, spend like 1% of effort which should be done to become a winner, and they don't want to become a winner. They just want to get some tokens for like.
We had multiple examples of this.
And so no mechanism is ideal. So we need to better mechanism for jury, not for the contest that has nothing to do with contest.
I think we need better mechanisms for both, because it's really what you're dealing with is human nature, and you're not going to change that. So I think what it needs to be is systematized as in the decentralized contract. As that's what DGO, the subgovernance, is for, right? So
exactly.
Yeah, it needs to be systematized, automatized, whatever, automated.
Decentralized community with autonomous subgovernances, and any subgovernance can make their own decisions on the governance model and the period. So in that respect, there should be there should be experiments. I don't
There should be
believe
many experiments, and let the cream rise to the top.
don't believe that there could be some ideal solution from the wisest man in the universe who will just say, do it that way, and this is the only way.
Yeah.
We made decisions. We try and error with different subgovernances launched, and now we can have the same different this token distribution model. It's called merit-based. Merit-based doesn't mean contest. It's not contest-based. It's merit-based. So there should be different ways how to measure merits. And by the way, Mitya, in that proposal which I offered, there are also some jury, and they're all mechanism. Moreover, I think that there should be some market contest, like supply and demand contest. There should be competition, not only in quality, but there should be also some economic competition. And contest is not the best way to have economic competition as well. But again, we probably can speak for another 2 hours. Let's
not make people sit here for. We're gonna run. We're already 2 minutes over. So we have hands raised. So the first was by Alex Novikov. Alex, please go ahead.
Hello. Actually, I want to ask Mitya about. I would like to support his point. I think it's very reasonable, but where can I get to know this point of view better, please? Where can I read about this, or maybe there is some documents from Mitya?
About which point exactly?
About that open source and community, about community-driven way of development.
I don't think I ever formalized that. I did the GGO submission for the jury selection. I do believe there need to be a protocol, and the community need to operate inside the protocol, which ensures the correctness. That's how it's done on the blockchain. There is no reason it should not be done on the social level, because the blockchain is anyway social level consensus based on the game mechanics. So if we believe in blockchain based on the game mechanics, so there is no reason why we shouldn't believe in the community based on the same mechanics. So that's my belief. I formulated that it's just a fragment, but yeah, probably I should read. Well, let's start the discussion on the forum, and then I will have a chance to write about that.
So yeah, I would agree that why should we trust anybody else if we using blockchain? Yeah. And so I could start from your submission on the DGO contest, right?
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Okay, and then we have a question. And Alex, if you're done, can you put your hand up? Yeah, thank you. Nikita, go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick reply. Actually, I mostly agree with Pavel on this, because like it's a very good, I would say, showing of democracy and the decentralization in a good way. Like if somebody comes to the community and says that I have done something to the community, like makes it basically a micro proposal, and there's some community or some governance that actually we like it, will reward you with some amount of tokens. So not upfront, but actually after somebody submitted his work. I mean, it may be, and actually I agree with that. And there's just a small fun fact about the contest. On this video contest, the top submitter submitted 8 submissions to the contest. 8.
Wow.
It's almost 10% of all the submissions, 8 videos.
But they're all different, right?
I haven't seen, I just seen the analytics because somebody compiled an Excel table, so I haven't seen them all. I will vote and rate them all, but I mean, maybe he's like some.
The man works, or the lady
maybe
works.
Yes, maybe it's Lucasfilms. They're submitting videos to our contest. Maybe, I don't know, but I mean. So
why not? Great.
Some guys are just like basically turned into a factory of contest submissions. But just
what if Hemingway only wrote 1 book?
Guys, yeah. I have a proposal. I think it's great that we have democracy here. we're on a learning curve. We're making maybe the most brave decentralized governance social experiment here. There'll be mistakes down the road. There already have been mistakes, but this is amazing. Let's continue on the forum. This can be another 2 hours, I think. I have 100 comments about the governance, but I'm holding myself not to, get this into 3-hour call. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Please, more questions, comments. I see several new faces here. Maybe somebody wants to introduce themselves, say hello. This can be anyone.
Just maybe while the folks are thinking.
Patrick.
Waving his hand. Yeah.
Yes, Patrick. Please unmute yourself and talk a little bit about yourself.
Can you hear me?
We can indeed.
Okay. All right. Well, I've just been introduced to this FreeTON project in the last couple of weeks. I've been into blockchain and Bitcoin for about the last 3 years on a daily basis. Done a lot of study on what's going on. And really over the last 2 weeks, I've been trying to get a handle on what you guys are doing. Because you're talking a lot of jargon that I don't understand because I'm not a developer or programmer or anything like that. But from what I can gather, you're building this decentralized blockchain and platform whereby DApps or projects can be built on top of it. Is that correct?
That is correct. That's a very small part of it. And I'm not a tech guy either. In fact, I'm probably the dumbest guy in the room when it comes to technology. What we're actually building is a decentralized world that doesn't depend on any formal centralized authority to tell it what to do. And the ultimate goal, of course, is to actually create the internet that was envisioned when it first began. Right. So we are very dedicated to the idea that every person should have a say. Consensus is based on real distributed democracy, not the quasi-democracy that we see around the world today. And it can be done online because that's really where the world works and lives to some extent. And
okay, that's sort of what I gathered that you guys were doing, but I'm trying to get my head around where's the central
you have to go through the epiphany. You have to go past the event horizon. It's a learning process. And because you're new, I can tell you, I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and even I haven't quite been able to get over that because we've been so conditioned that it becomes difficult. Our minds work in a certain way. Yeah. It really is a matter of practice, like anything else. Before,
sorry to interrupt. I'm just trying to gather that people put up proposals or implementations into the platform that's being built here. Who is it that gives it the yay or the nay?
The community.
The community in general. What is it? A vote and a majority rule?
Yeah, 50. Yeah, it's called SMV, which is the essentially soft majority voting, which means that basically 50% plus 1 votes make it so. But there's a whole process that happens before that.
I'm sure.
So the first process, of course, chatting, talking, discussing, arguing, like you've seen us do today.
Yeah.
Right? This is part of it. This is the beginning stage. That stage then morphs into the next stage, where somebody actually takes the initiative and proposes, based on all of the arguments heard, some kind of a document, some kind of a formal proposal saying, all right, these are the arguments. This is what I propose. I think we should do it this way. Yeah. Then a bunch of people come to the forum and they discuss. Based on that, it goes to all of the different groups who all then discuss it within their own subgovernances. By subgovernance, what I'm saying is that the best metaphor I can draw for you is if you take a city, there's a subgovernance that builds schools. There's a subgovernance that builds.
There's different groups around.
Right. That have expertise in any particular area. Each group has their own consensus of 50% plus 1. They could say this or that or about the other. And then when we bring that together and we bring it to a vote,
Yeah.
Then it's up to the folks who either say yay or nay, and those jurors are also elected by each subgovernance or each governance as
Okay.
Yeah. So it's essentially a self-functioning beehive.
Right. All right. Okay, it's a good
Does
way.
that make more sense? Without
Yeah, no,
without the
absolutely.
queen, minus the queen.
There's no queen. Got it. Absolutely. So once something has been accepted, is it written down? Is there a list somewhere of empirical, protocols?
Yes, it's called TON.live, which is the explorer where everything is recorded to the blockchain, which means it's going to live there forever.
Got it.
Yep. Which should of course have some kind of low-level manifestation of itself for people who don't understand how to read blockchain data, which I personally would love to see, but we're getting there. We're still in the.
So you're saying anything that's been consensusly agreed upon and is implemented gets put into the blockchain TON.live
forever.
Brilliant.
The only thing that can keep it from happening is the end of electricity.
I got it. I understand how blockchains work and cryptocurrencies and stuff, because I've been into them quite a while. All right, that's really good. That's given me a great overview of where it is, and I can see it's all in the ether, and it's being built by the bees to create this thing. Okay, I've got a handle on it now. So then my only thing is how I get involved in it, and as I'm not because I love the concept of it all, of course, because this is what blockchain's about. It's about self-sovereignty and self-reliance and getting away from the established systems that are corrupted and been robbing us for years, blah blah. So I understand that, and I'm an old hippie. I come from that background anyway. So when I discovered blockchains and cryptocurrencies, this is my epiphany. This was the revolution. Without the blood, this is the way to get away from it. So in order for me to get involved in it, as not being a coder or a technical guy, can you give any
Absolutely.
recommendations what I could do?
Absolutely, because there are three what we call givers. So let's not be technical. So basically there were just slightly over 5 billion tokens that are distributed, but without selling them. They can't be sold. They are given away on the basis of merit. Somebody brings something, they get something. 15% of it is dedicated to 10%. 15%. Oh God, don't kill me. A portion of it is dedicated to developers.
Yes, and 85% referral.
Yeah. So there's 10% that are for developers. Those are the tech guys, the geeks, the people not like you and I that come and actually build like apps and stuff like that you and I can use. 5% is for validators. Those are the people that make sure that the transactions are correct. They have a stake in it, which means they either do it right or they get penalized by the system, right? The rest, 85% of all those tokens are for people like you, which is
promotion.
Yes, but promotion is it's a little narrow, because promotion is just one word. I mean, what do you do in life? I mean, what do you do on an everyday basis? Bring your friends, bring whoever, let them understand it. Now, of course, it's very important for the network to have use cases, right? Because you're going to bring your friends are going to go and they're going to go, oh, okay, well, I can play poker and I can buy a hat. So use cases, major use cases. So basically what we want to ultimately do is bring the off-chain world into FreeTON,
right?
So that everybody can use it, and developers are needed to develop. The companies that do what they do,
some utility for it.
One of the things. That's right. So we need to be able to get people to pick up their smartphone, right? Go get the wallet, go use FreeTON, and when they get there, they don't even understand what FreeTON is, and they don't need to. They can just use it. The difference being privacy, security, data protection, everything is theirs, and they can use the same apps that they could off-chain.
So as of this point now, what is its usage? What would it give for me to bring people and tell people about it and say, come over to TON, get the app, get in here, purchase some tokens or purchase?
I think for now, the very first thing to do is to download TON Surf.
Yeah, I sort of did that yesterday.
Yeah, we'll start with that because we have use cases, but they're minimal at the moment.
Right.
We're still young, it's walk before you run and run before you fly. So we're walking now.
Got it. Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, as of December 22nd, we're going to declare that's it. We're walking. We'll never have to crawl again. That's
sorry, can I suggest something? Because first of all, Patrick, great to have you. It's great to have new fresh community members on the team. I think honestly the best way to start would be to spend some time on the forum. If you go forum.freeton.org.
Yeah. Okay, Alexander, I've done that, and
you've done that.
I get sort of lost in it. Like I say, for the last 2-3 weeks, maybe a bit longer, I've been looking at the forum. I've joined the community, joined the TON News. I've got another friend of mine. It's a Russian partner of mine. He's really into it. He's the one that turned me onto it, and we've been conversing about it. But because it is, for me, gets bogged down in technicals, I can't sort of follow it. That's why it's brilliant to talk one-on-one with somebody like Ron right now, and I'm getting an overall view in my native language, as it were, which is brilliant. It's absolutely
There's
brilliant.
a community voice subgovernance that does a lot of, it's basically the PR subgovernance of FreeTON, and there is where the outward-looking information is, which actually might shed a lot of light for people. I agree with your frustration that there's no central place to go to.
Yeah.
Two things on that. First, of course, we're changing, as you may have heard, the website is being redesigned, which is going to eliminate a lot of this. The other thing, though, because it's decentralized, I could ask that same question by saying, well, okay, I just arrived on Earth. Where do I go?
Yeah, I'm not sort of saying it. I'm not thinking there has to be a central. It was literally just a question on how is that? How is it? I know it gets done. I was just asking how it gets done, and you're telling me it's community-based consensus. It's
correct.
Individual governance around that. So I can get it. I'm just trying to grasp where it is, where the kernel is.
I know.
As it were.
I know.
But really,
I get it.
There is no kernel. It's bees buzzing around. There's bees.
It's a mental change.
Yeah.
It's the ability. You have to. It's like, again, it's like a child learning how to walk. It doesn't have any concept of walking except by viewing that somebody's walking, and eventually it just gets to that point. It's a metamorphosis. It's an epiphany. It's something that has to happen when you start practicing real democracy.
Yeah. So really, right now, you're still you're still looking for developers and programmers to build the protocol, to build the system. So me bringing people in, what to show them is, I understand what it is and where it's going. And where
for developers, they just go to ton.dev. They'll understand everything.
Okay, but I'm not in that world, as it were. So that's not my time. I'm trying to figure out what I can do in the world that I am in, which is non-developing, non-technical world. So in order to say, look, guys, I've just discovered this thing. It's amazing. You should come and have a look at this. They'll say, what is it? I can tell them what it is. This is what's being built, but they're going to go, great, but how can I use it?
Well, I think some people want to answer you. Nikita?
Ron, let me try. So we basically, I think we have two biggest tasks for the moment. The one is to develop the network, the protocol itself, the use cases, wallets, etc. But the second big task is spreading the word. And it might sound a little bit easy, but it's really complicated at this moment because you are pointing at the pinpoint and the major pain of the network. It's really hard anywhere to get all necessary information in terms of articles explaining, in terms of, I don't know, some articles about the network, the technical stuff, the use cases, the utilities, etc. So this is what needs to be done. We have to find some community effort to help other users engage into what we're doing here. So
Yeah.
I see maybe that will answer your question.
Yeah, you're saying it's sort of a bit preemptive almost to bring in people or bring in interest, other people's interest, because right now there's really nothing to show.
It's not that there's
development
nothing. It's not,
process.
yeah, it's not that there's nothing to show, but it's being built.
It's very I would say it's very distributed. Yes, there's no, maybe you said it correctly. There's no kernel, but it's not the way it is. There are lots of interesting things happening in terms of development and
absolutely,
decentralized voting. A lot of stories to be told, but I'm more of a technical person, and I know it's not the best way I do tell about things. It takes a lot of effort for me, but I know there are people like Ron and you probably who are very good at it, and probably that's what you can do.
I'm a man of metaphors, unfortunately. Some people criticize me for it, but I always feel like it's a good way to deliver information. I when I used to train my salespeople, I always brought in metaphors. It just seems to work for me. Yeah, it's building a house. So if I were to tell you where we are in building a house, the foundation has been laid, the carcass has been built, the insulation is installed, the 2x4s. That's a very American term. Sorry.
I know. I lived in the States for a while.
Okay, have been there, and we're laying down the drywall right now. Okay, but it's not livable yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Nevertheless, the house that we're building is a house that it's not even a house of your dreams. It's a house of everybody's dreams that everybody would give their left arm for.
Right. But at the moment, you're still looking for construction workers.
We are. We need them because we need somebody to do the drywall work properly. Yeah. We need somebody to paint. Yeah. We need somebody to make the attic right. We need somebody to build the pool. We need somebody to build the oasis. We need somebody to trim the bushes, and we need all of that. And that's why it's a community effort, right?
Okay. I understand that's where we're at with this. No one's ready to move in yet.
We're all already living in it. But we're in.
You haven't got the roof on yet.
We have the roof. We have the roof. In fact, on the 22nd, we're going to announce that we're waterproof.
Okay. All right.
So that's a major milestone. But of course, it needs a lot more. But just for anybody to come and see that this works.
Yeah.
Basically, we're building a house of this type.
Yeah.
In the 6th century, where nobody's seen anything like it.
Gotcha. Got you. Great analogy. That's really cool. Do you know how many people are actively involved in the project?
At this point, it's just a little bit shy of 30,000.
30,000 worldwide. There's quite a lot of people already got interest, right? That's really cool.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, I won't take up any more of your time. Thanks very much, Ron. That's really.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you thank you for coming. We finally have, we always want new voices, so it's great.
I've watched 2 before. Last one I watched the live one. I caught the end of it, and then I was just sitting back watching this to see if I can get a jumping in point to ask, because you're talking, all the builders, all the constructors talking. I have no input in that. So I was waiting for a space where I could say, what are you building? What is it you guys are building over there?
I hope I helped.
On the hill.
I hope we all helped.
Absolutely.
Does it make a little more, is there a little more clarity now?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it means now I can talk to other people about it because I've got a handle on it. I've got an idea of what you guys are doing. So it's been really helpful. So I look forward to the next and more information down the road.
Every Tuesday.
Okay, man.
Thanks, Patrick.
I'll mute now so you guys can carry on.
I think, oh, Alex, you have a question? Alex Novikov, go ahead. Or comment, question?
Yeah, please. Actually, my question about two words, democracy and meritocracy. I hear these two words all the time in the community, and even today they're used by different people, and particularly Euron used the word democracy 2 times. So my question is for you, actually. I mean, democracy means every voice will be counted and every person could take part in decisions. And meritocracy means only specialists will make decisions. So in this sense, it is contrary to democracy. And my question for you, are you striving for democracy or meritocracy?
I don't separate the two. I don't think meritocracy and democracy are these are different functions of one idea. So first of all, I guess my reverse question to you is, where do you feel there isn't a democracy?
Because these are different ways how decisions are taken. So democracy is every voice we account.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
Different way.
There are two. The meritocracy system is not it's part of like democracy, you can call it, but democracy is one person, one vote, and we don't have that. Well, actually, in Greek original classic democracy, that was very like only one citizen, one vote, but the citizen by definition was very kind of not democratic.
Right, one citizen meaning you had to be of certain class and type in order to be considered a citizen.
100 slaves or something, yeah. So definitely that, and that was called democracy, right? So, but meritocracy is a different subsystem of democracy where you actually collect more votes for on the particular topic by being a specialist in this particular topic.
Well, I would actually call it a referendum-based democracy to some extent. No, sure, why not? I mean, basically,
because referendum it's an opposite of referendum.
No, I don't agree.
Because referendum, you need to ask everyone.
Right, we're not going to argue here.
Here you only need to ask specialists.
Yes, just remember stratified governance concept we discussed many times.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, partitioned governance is what it is. So it's one governance passing the ability to make decisions on their own to another governance, and on and on and on. Which, by the way, we talk about subgovernance. The next stage is actually sub-governance, and I hope it's not called that, because that would be a horrible way to keep writing. But
I call them all groups. Let's just call them all groups, and don't do it sub. Don't try to make a tree.
We'll make a contest for what to call it.
Okay.
I don't like the idea of groups. I don't like the idea. I even the word sub-governance, just I'm a native English speaker and I don't want to type it.
It implies superiority and subordinance.
No, I don't agree. I don't feel that somebody building a school is somehow inferior to somebody building a road. They're detached from each other, but each has a function that they're doing because they're experts in what they do.
But sub implies something above them.
That's actually a very good point, by the way.
Guys, have a hard stop. Unfortunately, have to run. Great discussion today. To be continued.
Yeah, it is. It's been a great call. Bye, Alex. That's actually a really good point.
Yeah, so it's not our goal is not democracy. I mean, so you should not talk about.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Oh, you know what? You're right, because I used the word democracy, but I think I'm using democracy in not even the Greek sense, but in the. Sorry, I hear somebody yelling. Okay, I think it's gone. Anyway, sure. All right, let's change the terminology. It's a meritocracy where everybody has a voice and 50% plus one, or depending on how you set the SMV curve, make the decision. Is that okay? All right. We answered that. Okay. Any more questions or comments from the people on the call? We have one No, make that 2 questions from YouTube. Before I go to YouTube, are we done here, or does anyone? No? Okay, let's go to YouTube. Right. What about contest number 81, Virtual Hero for FreeTON? Will the number of prizes be increased to 50 winners spots? If so, what are the prizes? No, guys. I think we've covered this. I apologize that you haven't seen the discussions. We're moving into the governance 2.0 phase where everything will be automated and systematized. There is no back. Right? There is no back to the future. You know, you don't go back and change something. You move forward and do it better. So nothing is going to be changed. It's a blockchain. Everything on the blockchain remains forever. So if a mistake is made, it's kind of like, you know, falling on the sidewalk in public. You just have to, you know, sort of pick yourself up and move on. No, nothing's going to change. The contest was run. The contest was run the way it was, and nothing's going to be done about it. The best thing to do is to learn from that contest and maybe propose a new one. Is anyone opposed to that? That's my...
At this moment, there are a lot of discussion in the chat regarding this contest at this moment.
Okay, well, that's great. But there is, there's centralized thinking, and then there is decentralized systematization.
No, Ron. There another problem that the winner of this contest, people, they're writing that he bought this character somewhere and posted. Yeah.
But the vote already happened?
Yep.
And the rewards are already going to be distributed?
Not yet.
Yes, they are, because there's no way to fix that. So it's yet another hiccup in the reality of life. It should have been caught beforehand.
Yeah, I agree. I think that we need more requirements for such type of contest.
I don't agree with more requirements. I agree with the concept of a more seasoned jury. Because requirements, I mean, we can eventually make the requirements for contests 25 pages long if we go this way. A contest is a contest. It's like, look, you know, you either choose between the chicken or the turkey, right? And if we start becoming lawyers about it, it's not going to lead to anything good. A contest is a contest. Cheaters are cheaters. And the idea is to catch those cheaters. And to catch those cheaters, you have to be a very diligent juror. And I think Mita would agree with me on that. So that's how we move forward. I think, please, you're welcome to disagree. No disagreement.
And it should be stated clearly what is cheating, what is not, right?
It should be discussed, because what is cheating, what is not, depends on the individual.
No, it depends on the rules.
No, there's no rules. There's no rules. That's, you have to know.
There are contest rules.
No, they're not rules. They're requirements for the contest.
What's the problem with the rules?
No, because rules are centralized. Requirements are not.
Why rules are centralized?
Because
guys,
there are
it is total misconception. We have a blockchain now, which is decentralized. This blockchain, right, is run by very strict consensus rules. Actually, in fact, if there would be no rules, there would be no blockchain, no decentralization.
I don't believe
so
that.
The concept,
I think there are suggestions. There aren't rules.
It just works like no, there are no suggestions. The protocol rules are not suggestions; they're rules, and everybody obey. And if someone does not obey by the rules of the blockchain protocol, they actually got slashed. Guess what? There is no.
I think that works for validators. I don't think that works for.
There is no conflict between decentralization, meritocracy, and rules. There's simply no conflict there. I don't know how we get this idea or from where.
I think because
this is really not correct.
No, because I think there's a separation between everything technical where that works and things that are not technical where that doesn't work.
No, the proof of stake blockchain proves that there is no separation, because it would be a separation by nature the proof of stake blockchain wouldn't work, simply speaking, because it's a social consensus based on game theory of people, actors in this economy, which what holds this blockchain together and provided correctness. Only that. It's a social consensus. If suddenly more than 33% of validators start to behave irrational, for example, not according to the rules, the blockchain will stall. If more than 66% start to behave irrationally, there will be no blockchain. Period.
I understand what you're saying, but you're also talking about validators. All right. Well, see, this is decentralized, right? We argue. I don't agree. I agree that the validator part is right. I don't agree that the social part would work in tandem with that.
It's because you have this misconception. The validators are somehow different from the social part. The validators is exactly the social consensus. They're not technical consensus. They're a social consensus. Because technically it's all the same code, but they can tweak the code. And why they don't tweak the code, why they do obey the rules, is because of social consensus, not because of any technical part.
Anybody else
Mika,
wanna...
but validators have the ability to tweak the parameters
of course.
and the consensus.
That's what
so
I'm
it
saying.
means it's a live system. The
that's
rules
what I'm
can
saying.
Be changed.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So it's not rules. It's motivation.
No,
it's motivation.
No. It's
I mean, it's in my opinion, it's rules, but that can be changed in futures by the same consensus.
Of course, they can. Of course, every rule can be changed.
By virtue, that makes it not a rule. That makes it a guideline.
No, that makes it a rule for a particular time. Yes, it makes it a rule for a particular time, and yeah, I mean that makes a law to prohibit marijuana was a law where you go to jail in US for dozens of years.
All right, yeah,
right. That was a rule. Now it changed suddenly.
Yeah.
But now then because of that, it wasn't a rule. It is a rule, and then someone changed the rule, and then there is a new rule.
I don't agree with. I don't agree with the point of. I don't agree with the
without
word
any
rule.
That's what it is. It's rule. Rule of a protocol.
I think it's. I still think it's a suggestion. I think it's a guideline.
No, it's not suggestion because you get slashed if you're not obey. That's not a suggestion. That's a rule.
That's for validators.
And that's a social, based on social consensus.
Okay. All right. Okay. I still disagree, but okay. Okay. So a couple more questions. Evgeny Nazarenko, technical question. Should we deploy new DePool contracts over the same address where the old one was deployed?
You should not be a validator if you ask this question.
Hold on.
No, seriously, try. Please try. Please try. If you succeed, let me know because we have a bug in the blockchain.
Okay. To finish this question, or do we need to deploy the new addresses?
It's impossible to deploy on the old address.
Okay. All right. When will country ambassador
in DePool? I mean DePool. It is impossible to deploy DePool in the same address. And the quiz to this validator is why. Please write an answer in the chat. And you'll get 10 tons from someone. Not me because I don't have them.
Yeah, me neither. Okay. Question: when will the country ambassador subgovernance be relaunched? Never. There is no country ambassador subgovernance. This has been talked about and talked about. However, there are two subgovernances that rose from the ashes of the ambassador subgovernance, which I mentioned earlier on the call, which are global community subgovernance and FreeTON influencers. So go check them out. Or any of the subgovernance will cut out. I just answered that. Okay, to prevent spam and bad submissions should be paid by every participant. When does it plan to implement? Well, yeah, I mean, well, that's governance 2.0. I mean, we've talked about this a million times. We're waiting for governance 2.0, which is when you put tokens into vote, which should be ready soon, right, Mita? Yeah, Mita's gone. Soon. The answer is soon. But yes, of course, it's logical what you just said. That's exactly what's happening. Okay. I don't see any more YouTube questions. We're almost at 2 hours at this point. Does anybody else have anything to say? No? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Thank you all for coming. See you next week. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Have a great weekend. Thank you, everybody. This was a great call. And now we see how decentralized governance works, right? We all argue with each other. Bye, guys, gals.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.